Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode in the Nordcraft 101 series. Today, we're going to be talking about classes. Now, in the last episode, we did add a class to our card base to have this dark theme. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how we did that. Then we'll add some more classes, and then we can play around a little bit with how they work, okay? So in the last video on attributes, I would highly recommend that you watch it, by the way. The link will be in the top right of the video. We added attributes and we added this theme attribute to have this dark theme. Now, how do we do that? Well, in the stat card here, we created an attribute to be passed to the card base. The card base is where the base of the card is styled. So that's what's giving us the padding. That's what's making the text white, so on and so forth. So in the card base here, as you can see, we have another theme attribute here. And if I click on the div and we go to attributes and we go to classes, we can see that we have this dark class, and it is set to be triggered if the theme attribute is equal to dark specifically. So that's how we set that up. Now let's go about setting up more classes. Let's go ahead and create a primary class, and primary will be whatever the main brand color is. I guess for this one, we'll use purple since that's mine. So we'll go ahead and click over here again on the div. We'll go to attributes and classes, and let's let's type in primary right here. Now, in the formula here, this is where we're going to decide the criteria for this to be triggered. And that's going to be if theme equals primary, just like so. And then what we can do is we can come over to styling or press S on your keyboard. And then in the style right here, we're going to press the plus. We're going to go to classes. We're going to get that primary class. And then let's go ahead and set the background color of it to be some sort of purple. Let's go with this purple. And then we can set the text to be a dark gray. Just like so. So now we can make use of this if we come back here to the home page and I select the stat card and we say we want them to be the class of primary. Now you can see we have, I guess I should make the text purple. What just happened? I guess I should make the text white for this class. I don't, am I dyslexic? I don't know what the hell I just said. Sorry, primary will do sort of a light gray text. There we go. So that's how we add classes, and we can trigger them with like a theme attribute. Now we can also trigger these based on like formulas. And so say we want only the first card to be this primary color. What we can do is we can come over here to the theme formula. We can add an if, and we'll say if index equals 0, so the first card in the array, then we want this to be primary. Otherwise, we want it to be dark. And there you can see that we have primary triggering for some of them and dark for the rest. Now, we can also change what these classes look like. So the reason we're able to do it here in the card is on this card base, we have those classes, and then in the card stats, the card base is the topmost element, which means we have access to its classes. So then if we come back one more, we can see that using the actual stat card, we can come over to styling, press the plus, and then you will see that we have those same classes that we created in the card base. Now, this will not work if card base was not the outermost element in the component. So you'll see that if I wrap this in a div and we go back and we try to get colors, or sorry, get classes, you'll see that we can't get any classes. So I'm going to go back there and I'm going to erase that and put back the card base. And then we can see now we should have access to those classes. So we can select primary and let's say, what happened to my text here? Uh, okay. I don't know why that's showing like that, but we can go to primary and let's say that we want to change this so that the primary background color is actually maybe this. Let's not go red. Let's go like a blue. It's like this blue here, and that the text is the dark gray. It doesn't look good, but there we go. Oh, I added that. Oh, that's right. And then in branch stats, uh, what happens here? Let me actually check out if it does that in production. Okay, for some reason it's showing that in the browser, or sorry, in the editor, but in the actual application, it doesn't show. Oh, there you go. Now it fixed. Okay, I guess it was just a little bug. But yeah, so that's how we created a class here on the card base, and we were able to change it here at the card stats, and how we can set different classes based on things like formulas. And I think that's all we will do for this video. So if you want to learn how to actually use media queries, which is how we determine what happens to an element at a certain screen size, that'll be the next video. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment on what you'd like to see more of, and subscribe to this channel as we're now aiming for 100 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, happy building.